Nebraska Medical Association, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. We'll see an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms early and mostly clear, low around 61. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies will return. We'll see an afternoon high around 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cluck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Hey, future Hall of Famers. It's 3-time national champion Rashawn Jackson here to let you know about the Youth Running Backs Camp held on July 6th at the Lincoln Sports Foundation. Come learn from some of the biggest names in football of the state, including Amir Abdullah, Amon Green, Terrell Farley, Demorne Pearson-Nell, Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Todd Euler, Kenny Bell, and myself. And get a free t-shirt with sign-up. Please visit theticketfm.com to register. That's theticketfm.com to register. Space is limited, so don't miss your chance. See you there, and go Big Red.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Walk On Weekly with your hosts, Nebraska men's basketball players Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III. This is Walk On Weekly, sponsored by the Scarlet Hotel.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Or I should say welcome back in. Welcome to the beginning of Ticket Weeknight. Harrison Orange on the ones and twos, as always, comes 6 o'clock. If you guys want to join in on the show, 402-464-5685. This is Walk On Weekly. We got one part of it. Jeff Grace III in here. No Sam Hoiberg today, but no matter. We'll keep the show rolling anyways because there's plenty of things to talk about in the NBA world. But first off, Jeff, how's it going? Did you make it through the flood last night? I know it got pretty hectic. Just about ever. I mean, the entire 12th of Mil, you can probably see videos of it, was completely flooded.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm here, so I pretty much made it, I would say. But I was in the game yesterday, like the video game, and all I heard was like rain coming down. I was like, dang, like it's really coming down. But I heard like in some parts there was like tornadoes going on.
Yeah, it was just like South Lincoln. I don't know. Apparently one touchdown. I don't think any damage, but apparently one touchdown. Yeah, that stuff's always terrifying. Just at nighttime.
Yeah,
I don't want to be. Anytime I hear sirens, I want to say it went off, and I don't know, like it was just bizarre. Anytime you hear sirens when it's that dark outside, it's never a good feeling. But yeah, just the amount of rain we got was insane. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and then you like see like flashes of like lightning coming on. I don't know. It's just an interesting time at the night.
Yeah, it's an interesting storm season nonetheless. But we're not going to talk about the weather. There's other people that do that for a living. Let's talk about the NBA. Which trade do you want to start with? I mean, there's a lot of big ones out there.
Which one happened first? Was it the Paul George one?
Well, the Klay Thompson went through first, and I don't think we talked about that one. We were predicting Mavericks being a good spot. We can go through the actual tracker and find them by order here.
We can go by order. Because I'm pretty sure Chris Paul, I think, might have been the first thing that happened. Because he got waived. You know, he could have went to Chicago.
Who?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul to Chicago? I mean,
he could have went to Chicago.
That's okay.
It would have been him and Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, I don't like it. Just because we beat another point guard. We got Josh Giddey. Lonzo Ball's coming back. Let's just figure out. I don't know what he's going to be yet.
But I heard they want to give away Lonzo Ball now.
Probably.
When Zach LaVine.
If you could get rid of Lonzo Ball, it makes sense because there's still some hope out there that teams have. But I don't know like which teams are really going to want to take a gamble on that. They're probably just trying to clear some space. But yeah, I mean, we can go pretty far back. The first trade that really went through, if we're looking at the big ones here, getting past all the crazy draft day trades, we do got July 1st would be the Klay Thompson one. So Klay Thompson's Mavs. Obviously, Dallas gets Klay Thompson. Golden State 2025 second round pick. 2031 second round pick via Dallas. Charlotte's involved as well. They get Josh Green to make it work. And that's the whole trade right there.
Charlotte. That's tough. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see how everything's coming to an end these days. People we used to watch growing up, but I mean, it's the end of a good era, I would say.
Yeah, the Klay Thompson one hurts because you could argue in our generation growing up, is that the best team that was that Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, even though that 1 year where they had the best regular season record, they didn't lose. They lost in the finals, historic finals, 3-1. The Cavs come back, but still, how many titles those guys put together in that run? 3, 4? Four rings.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely goes up against a lot of the other big threes, big twos you want to throw out there. That's arguably the best NBA team we've witnessed in the past 20 years.
I agree. And they won one with KD, one without him.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I think that coming to an end, though, you could feel coming, especially with Klay Thompson. Like, it was interesting to see how frustrated he looked last season.
Yeah, he just wasn't Klay like how he normally is. Wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Which sucks to see, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah. Do you like the fit with the Mavs?
I do. I think to help him a lot. He's getting older, so it's mostly going to be the spot-up shots. I mean, definitely still have to dribble every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But having those two players around him, I think it's going to help a lot.
Especially thinking of how many missed corner threes we saw in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a big stat that kept showing up. That's, like, directly solves that. And definitely with the Mavs offense, it's not nearly as much of the Warriors. That Warriors offense, there's so much motion. There's not a lot of spot up in the corner and just kind of sit there. This way, Kyrie Irving, Luka, they're so ISO dominant anyways. You can let those guys work and just kind of let them work their magic. You find yourself open on the perimeter. I love the fit for Klay Thompson. How much does that actually move the needle, though? Because the Western Conference is just so tough.
I mean, it's still going to be tough at the end of the day, but it all depends on what continues to happen along with free agency. But, I mean, I feel like it still puts them in a good spot. Obviously, with just having Luka and Kyrie last year, they made it to the finals. So, I mean, you can't really count them out. And I feel like having Klay Thompson as an addition when PJ Washington isn't hitting shots helps a lot. And you'll get a full-grown Derek Lively, which will help a lot because I hear he's supposed to be the starting center. So it's going to help a lot because he's grown so much over this year alone. So I feel like they're in a good spot. West is obviously very tough, as we know. So it's going to be tough either way, but I think they have a really good shot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they made it to the final, so you like the idea. Klay Thompson, it's just like, can that team beat the Celtics? Like, you still have to have a version of Luka Doncic that's in much better shape when you get to that point in the season. Because again, we've talked about it before, but against that Celtics team, there's not one spot you can have a weak defender. Like, they're just going to attack it every single time. So Luka, it's just conditioning. Klay Thompson, not quite the defensive threat he used to be, but still a big upgrade from what they had out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like the Celtics. Does that team beat the Celtics the way they kind of got, I don't want to say destroyed, but I think even with the Celtics, with the way how bad they were playing in some of those games, for them to still come out on top and win those, I feel like the Celtics could have blew them out by even more than what they did. So I don't think, even with the addition of Klay Thompson, I'm still looking at the Celtics. Like that Celtics team's going to beat them 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, that game's still going to be tough, obviously. Celtics are going to be the Celtics at the end of the day.
Especially how much they're paying. Oh, my Lord.
They're paying big bank over there.
They're 5 starters alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the crazy stat, how much it puts them over the luxury tax, but they're clearly just paying it. And you got the owner selling the team right now on top of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to have a big payroll.
For sure.
If I sign up and buy that team. But one more guy, this one actually happened today. I like this move for the Golden State Warriors. Kyle Anderson. They get slow-mo.
I did just see that.
That one's new. What do you think about that fit? He's such a unique player, but within that Warriors offense, I see that working.
He's got a lot of wisdom. He's been around the league for a while now.
What do you mean wisdom? Just like leadership skills? Or
definitely leadership, and also like he's been around the league for a long time, so you need like veteran guys like that because he helped Minnesota last year a lot. So he can play a very big role in the Warriors, and especially having Klay leave, like that's kind of what they need now, with younger guys stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. It's like with slow-mo, I'd have to like really check on his 3-point shooting, but I think he's still pretty okay at it. He's not going to hurt you too much there.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's probably going to be your biggest weakness, which is a little interesting on that Warriors team. But IQ-wise, definitely fits the mold of like a Steve Kerr team. I like it. You didn't have to give up a ton to get him down there. Let's talk about another point guard, though, Chris Paul. I don't think it's actually an ink yet, but the San Antonio Spurs with Victor Wembanyama, that one to me seems like the perfect fit.
I like it. I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah, for some reason, the Chris Paul thing, like even though it's a cheap contract like from that Warriors and you knew he wasn't going to stick around there, I just completely blanked that there was going to be a team out there that's going to fit him very well because he was getting to that point after that Warriors. Like I didn't know how many teams would still be heavily interested, but as Spurs makes sense as like a leadership role.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help them a lot, especially after last year. Victor Wembanyama was helping a lot, and the guards didn't really see him. Also, they got a really good draft pick, I think, dude from UConn, Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
So it'll be a really good pickup addition to the team. I think they make a couple, like probably like 1 or 2 good moves. I think they'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, and then you still got obviously Greg Popovich over there, and Victor Wembanyama. Just, I mean, how long do you think it takes? Like 4, 5, maybe even 3 years before he's like MVP caliber. Like he stays, peak? Yeah, like he stays healthy. I'm not even at his peak, just like when he's already could be the best player in the league. Like I think it's still Jokic, no question, but that rookie season was phenomenal. And the Spurs are just such a small market team. The team around him was really bad, but he still stood out and looked dominant at times.
Yeah, he's definitely an alien. That's what I would call that.
We should see what the over-under is for the Spurs next year.
That'd actually be really interesting because also being in the West, that's going to be interesting position they'll be in as well. But I think they have a way better chance of like actually like doing something because I think CP3 will average over 15 assists at least.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to wait. They don't have those. Probably want to wait for the rest of the trade season to work out before they start putting those odds out there. But yeah, the Spurs, I think that one's a good pickup. Now we got to talk about Paul George because he is a Philadelphia 76er. The process is still alive down there with Joel Embiid. The 76ers, it just feels like a place where superstars go to lose. Like, unfortunately, it just has not worked out there. I don't know if it's Joel Embiid, where I think it's just harder when your best player is your center in a way that isn't like Jokic. Because Embiid just can't go out there in the fourth quarter and take the ball at the point and drop the entire final play through his hands. Like, he's got to have someone work with him in those final minutes. He's not a center that can just take over like that. Nikola Jokic, different story. You can give him the ball at the top of the key. The Philadelphia 76ers, Paul George, he gives you another great defensive player. They're going to be good there, but offensively, is that enough to get it done?
I feel like it's going to help a lot. At the end of the day, having an addition like Paul George is going to help that team so much, because I feel like what they were looking for in Tobias Harris just wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And like now having Paul George can actually be an actual threat on offense, like when Embiid isn't going for that night and Tyrese Maxey isn't having a good night, allowing him to step in as a veteran who's been around the league for a while, knows how to create space and knows the feel for the game. That's just going to help them out so much. And having a healthy Embiid just gets even better.
Yeah, that's the key part. Healthy Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
He has been plagued with just like really bad luck on that part too. Like, the injuries have absolutely killed him at times. Even when he's out there, you can tell, especially late season, like he's just not 100%.
Yeah.
And even then, he still puts up crazy stats. So it's not that I'm like, I hate Joel Embiid. I just think it's incredibly hard when like your best player is like a true five.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all works, because
you're in the East though. Like, that's a good spot to be. It's
Definitely.
It's interesting because defensively, is that team good enough to stop the Celtics? I think it actually can be.
I think they have the best shot as of right now in the East.
Versus the Celtics?
Yeah.
Still, okay.
Definitely. Because there's really no other team that can really match up with them.
Who is a dark horse Eastern Conference team right now? I mean, the New York Knicks, do they inspire you? I mean, the Bucks, like, you're still kind of looking at they still got Giannis. You never want to count him out.
He's got to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be really healthy.
And then you're banking on Damian Lillard. Hopefully has a much better year 2 with the Bucks, which year 1 just wasn't at all what you'd hoped.
Yeah. I think that's the best chance you're going to get out of the East.
Yeah, I think so
Other
too.
team I was thinking about was maybe like Indiana, but
yeah, I was thinking that too, but just they almost play to the same style of the Celtics, and the Celtics do it better.
Yeah. They're just like a different version.
Different version, just like they're not paying their 5 starters, $170 million into luxury tax. They don't have that much bankroll to spend. But yeah, I think for the Eastern Conference teams, it's probably going to come down to the 76ers. Maybe, you can always just call on the Miami Heat fans, like maybe they'll surprise somebody, but nothing too crazy going on there. It looks like the Celtics dominate in the East. In the Western Conference, there's still just a bunch of teams out there trying to grab, who's all really left out there. DeMar DeRozan's still up in the air. Someone can grab him. I think he might be the last real big superstar. Zach LaVine. I mean, it's really just the Bulls players. Like, if we're just breaking
it's always
down.
been the Bulls players.
And Alex Caruso's gone. He already got picked up, so there's only a couple left there.
Yeah, he was the first one to go.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan, what's a good home for him?
I think he's going back to LA, if I'm being honest.
What do you think about the Kings? I was reading today,
Sacramento?
Yeah, being a dark horse, that Sacramento might actually be the landing spot for DeMar DeRozan.
They'd have to get rid of Herter?
I would think so.
I actually like that a lot.
Yeah.
I really thought about that.
Still California.
And I think it'd make the Kings relevant again.
Oh, yeah.
Especially having Malik Monk come off the bench again.
Yeah, how much pull does DeMar DeRozan have on social media? I feel like basketball fans love him, but I don't know how far his popularity goes.
He's a very quiet guy, so I feel like a lot of people like that because like he really isn't in the media that much.
Kind of like Kawhi.
Yeah, so like I feel like a lot of people, he's respected a lot,
and
I feel like that's where his popularity comes from. And he's also a good basketball player. He can help you win in the clutch. He's very clutch.
One of the most clutch players. The stats tell you he's the most clutch player at times.
So I think his popularity is there, but I think he's going to LA because I think he just wants to go back home.
Yeah. The Lakers, that's another team where
I don't know how they'll make that work.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the Lakers. That's why we haven't talked about them yet, because there's just so much to dive into with that. Like, obviously, everybody knows about Bronny James. I'm still just the JJ Redick thing still feels a little bit bizarre to me. Not that it's not gonna not that JJ Redick can't be a great coach, but I definitely agree with Sam. It makes sense to get a guy with experience, considering you need to win now. That's always the case when you have LeBron James,
for sure.
But we'll definitely keep talking about the Lakers. But yeah, I just think DeMar DeRozan, if he went to the Kings, I do like that. You put him with De'Aaron Fox. That's a freaky athletic team. Sabonis is still down there as well.
Who would be there? Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray. Where's Buddy Hield at these days?
I think he's in.
Because he was on the Lakers and that
76ers
didn't work.
last year.
76ers last year. I wonder.
He got traded.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make it work. Mike Brown can definitely make that work.
Because the Kings have been disappointing. They went on that electric. What was it? 2
They
years
just
ago?
weren't as good as they were last year. I mean, 2 years ago.
Yeah, the number one offense though.
Yeah, which is very sad because they were very fun to watch the year before that. Like everyone was so excited about Sacramento, like the beam.
Yeah. Well, it's like you saw a version of De'Aaron Fox that was like, wait a minute, like maybe we wrote the script on De'Aaron Fox too quickly because it was really him, Ball, Tatum early on. Then it was kind of clearly Tatum was that guy. Then Lonzo Ball actually looked like the better role player for a little bit once he figured it out with the Pelicans and then Chicago. And then, like you said, De'Aaron Fox just goes on this monstrous run with the Sacramento Kings. And then the Sabonis trade starts to look genius. And that team just starts rolling. And now they get a laugh this year against the Warriors. They beat in the play-in, but they lose immediately after that. Can the Kings be a dark horse in the West? Like, it's even if they don't say get a DeMar DeRozan, like what happened to where they just completely fell apart like that?
I feel like a lot of people really read the game, scouting report, really understood what they were doing now.
Yeah.
I feel like they still can. It's just gonna be hard in the West. That's the only thing. That's a hard division to play in.
Yeah. We almost need conference realignment in the NBA just to make this thing better.
Yeah. I'm not going to count them out, though, because they definitely have the potential to do it. Like I said, having the best six-man in the NBA helps a lot. But I just feel like they need a couple more pieces, especially nowadays.
I think, what would you rather have? If you're the Kings, DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine?
DeMar DeRozan.
Lakers. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine.
Probably Zach LaVine. Because you got to think about it. If DeMar DeRozan goes to the Lakers, it's going to be very slow.
Yeah, and you don't like that clogging it up any more than you need
and
to.
LeBron can't really. He's not. I mean, he's still downhill. Don't get me wrong, but most of this he settles a little bit more than he used to.
Definitely takes a lot more
and
threes.
DeMar is all like mostly mid range, and then once he gets a feel for it, he'll definitely shoot like threes and stuff like that. But that offense would just be so slow. It's stagnant.
That's why I think he won't go there. Like, I think he'd be able to see that. Like, the fit just will not. I think, like, yeah, maybe in the playoffs, it's great to have that clutch factor and a guy like DeMar who can just shoot over anybody and get you a really tough bucket. But like you said, like, that is already clunky enough in a half-court set, especially trying to figure out, well, we'll have to figure out what JJ Redick even wants to do with this roster. But then you throw in another DeMar DeRozan. It'd be like, to me, the same mistake that the Phoenix Suns made. Like, you got a bunch of guys. Beal? Yeah, with Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. You bought in a bunch of really great players, but their styles like do not fit them at all. Like, in a way, if you knew that they were going to be willing to change parts of their game, but it just kind of looked like they all went over to Phoenix and they all played the same game they did at all their other locations. And there was no real leader on that team. Like, it should have felt like it was still Devin Booker's team. It just felt like a hodgepodge of superstars that played bad defense. Like, that's what it looked like.
I feel like Budenholzer has a good job. He'll do a good job.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'm not going to count them out because they just got a new coach, and I feel like that coach shouldn't have gotten fired in the first place. But I think he has a chance to get them right.
Definitely like it. I like the Budenholzer over there. It's just a tough slate. Like, my biggest fear for Budenholzer is like it's going to be another. See, the Budenholzer isn't actually a great coach. We were right to get rid of him because, look, you couldn't fix this Phoenix Suns team. And it's anytime you get a bunch of superstars on a roster, the coaching job just becomes that much harder because the expectation to win is just immense. And then the people aren't really thinking about like how it actually fits together. They just see the payroll and you got three superstars.
Yeah. Especially in today's society.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about the money.
Cool. Yeah, clearly. We'll talk about it with some of these contracts that went out, in particular the Boston Celtics. But don't go anywhere. Quick house cleaning notes here. We do got the Royals coming over at 6:30. So if you want to continue to watch shows, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X Allo channel 961. Great way to put a face to the voice. Continue listening along with us. We got Jeff Grace III in here, Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. This is Walk On Weekly. Talking some NBA here. We'll keep it rolling on the other side.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plant for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an ExactEmerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today: showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. We'll see an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms early and mostly clear. Low around 61. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies will return. We'll see an afternoon high around 89. The meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The
homeowner
Ticket,
or a
Fox,
business owner, you have a lot
KFXL
of
weather,
projects,
sponsored
and
by
no one
John
has
Henry's
unlimited
Plumbing,
budget or
Heating, and
time.
Air Conditioning.
Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
Hi.
Back to Walk On Weekly. Here are your hosts, Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Walk On Weekly. Once again, Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, comes 6 o'clock. If you're listening to us, that means you found these streams. Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitter, Allo, Channel 961. We got the Royals on the airwaves, but always welcome to join in. 402-464-5685. We kind of hinted at it. We got Jeff Grace III in here of Nebraska basketball. Let's keep talking about the Los Angeles Lakers because this story isn't going to go away. I think it's going to be a thing that's just constantly brought up until they are out of playoff contention or the playoffs as a whole. So there's a lot of angles into this. First of all, do you like their first draft pick? Do you like
Dalton?
Connect? Yep, out of Tennessee.
Definitely.
Yeah, I didn't mind that one at all, especially with the pressure they have. You get a guy who's more polished, one of the older guys in the draft. But that never bothers me so much. I hate how that's such a thing where players will fall in the draft. It's like, oh man, this guy's 23. It's like not that big of a drop. In fact, like I get your drafting on potential, but when you got a guy who's, I think, was 23 heading into the NBA draft? He's polished. You know he can play. You need a guy who can play. So it makes perfect sense right there. Good 3-point shooter. Defensively, I don't think he's going to be too bad. That's always a tough spot for any rookie. It just takes time to get used to.
Yeah.
But then at 55, you do get Bronny. You throw in JJ Redick. The roster construction, we talked about the superstars. They haven't landed one yet. What are you thinking about this Los Angeles Lakers? And then at the end of it, when we're done talking about these guys, we're going to try to pick a good over-under for them on the 82 regular game season.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
yeah.
It's gonna be something. There's already a lot of animosity around it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of speculations going around. Bronny playing with his dad, obviously, is one. JJ Redick being a first-time coach is another one. LeBron James' legacy is always pretty much there. AD, if he stays healthy, will always be there. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's why Klay Thompson didn't really want to go there because there's so much going into that and a lot of pressure being in LA rather than being in Dallas where like he can kind of be Klay again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he doesn't have to because if he goes to the Lakers, his role is massive.
Yes.
On the Mavericks, he still has a big role, but it does not hinge on him. Like if he has a bad game, they're not going to fall apart. If Klay has a bad game with the Lakers, it might actually completely ruin the chances for the Lakers winning that night because their 100%. Depth is just not there.
100%. So It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a long season. Do I count them out? No, but I do think they need the right pieces around LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the worst part about LeBron James teams, and this I don't even know if this is the LeBron problem. I always say this because I don't know if LeBron's telling people to fire these coaches. I won't be surprised, but he's only had 2 coaches actually stay on the team during his tenure with him, and that's Ty Lue and Spoelstra, the only 2 that have survived LeBron. Despite all the other ones where he's won rings with, those are the only 2 to actually survive it. So whether he's in those rooms or not, clearly when you have LeBron James, there's immense pressure to win. And even some of those coaches where they were getting them, consistently to the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals a lot, coaches were still getting fired.
For sure.
Now you got JJ Redick in there, kind of best buds with LeBron James. Interesting dynamic there. Is LeBron going to kind of try to save him if the season's going sideways? There's just so many dynamics to it where if I'm on the outside looking in, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, especially in the media these days. Media's going to break him.
Well, good thing they got Bronny. I'll give Bronny credit on that.
That's true. He has been very good in the media. Very disciplined, I would say. Because he can definitely take the easy way out and just say he's LeBron's kid. And, I mean, that's enough spoken to itself. But he's been really composed, I would say, through everything that's come at him.
Yeah, he's in those PR classes. I always say that about him with his dad, because if weirdly enough, out of all the players in the draft, Bronny probably would be the only mentally fit to endure this kind of media pressure, because his dad's been LeBron James since he was born. So he's already kind of used to it. People are always talking about his name's Bronny, for crying out loud. And people have always kind of been following his career.
Yeah.
And obviously you got Bryce as well, who's going to be he's actually a top 100 prospect, and it makes sense his size. But yeah, 6'1", I realistically can't carve out a role for Bronny. And that's the problem I have with all this is what does this look like though? Is he just going to sit on the end of the bench? Because athletically, I get it. Defense, he's humble enough to do all that stuff, but don't lie to me and say he's a 3-and-D guy. I think he shot 27% from 3 and he's 6'1". So 3-and-D doesn't make sense. What's a realistic role that Bronny can actually work into? I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. I have no idea, but the odds are telling me it's a long shot.
It's going to take a couple of years, I would say. I mean, they have a good structure for him, I would say, with the plan they have installed. Because I mean, they have helped Max Christie a lot as a player, for reference. It has been a lot of up and downs, but I feel like he has the potential to adjust. But I think it's just going to take him some time, because as we've seen in college, it was hard for him to recover from having a bad game. Sometimes it would be kind of a drought. But I think now being in the NBA, having kind of a clean slate and having all the pressure off of you, because now you're drafted and you're already in the moment. And he has his dad to help him a lot, which is going to help him tremendously. But I feel it's going to take some growing pains for sure. It's not going to work out right away. He's going to have to learn to be a teammate who probably will be on the bench most of the game and then get the garbage minutes. It all just depends on what they see in him for the future. I don't know how long they plan on keeping him, but I think the structure around him, he's in good hands.
Yeah.
So I feel he'll be fine. He just has to keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, he, to me, his best trait he can have is ultimate glue guy.
Yeah.
Because I think he's just going to have really good IQ. Just the fact that, he's grown up around high level basketball at a young age. So he knows the game very well. You can even see that USC. Now the shooting, not great. The athleticism's there. Again, he's just smaller. So it's just going to be tough if you throw him against a Luka. We're talking about a guy that's shorter than Steph Curry. Yeah. And that's the hard part I have with all this is he's going to have to find ways to score. That's just to me his biggest problem right now. Can he do things, defensively in terms of moving the ball around? He can probably find some sort of role there. Defense is still a long one. Playmaking, I'm good with him there. Just being that glue guy, keeping it moving. But he's going to have to find ways to get the ball in the hoop.
I feel that comes with time though too, because
he does have a short.
We can't really judge him. Not going to use it as an excuse or anything, but having like that type of thing going on when you go into UNC, you didn't really like get like
USC, the heart surgery.
Yeah, you didn't really get what you were really looking for, kind of, because like I feel like that like took a lot out of him.
Oh, 100%.
So he wasn't like able to like show his like true value. He was only able to showcase like obviously he played a lot of games, which he had enough time, but I don't think he was fully developed then as what we like expected him to be. Expectations are high these days, especially being
Bronny,
Bronny James. So I feel like the Lakers will help him a lot develop with their plan set in place.
Yeah, that's the optimistic view for sure. Because that I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's just reality. You have the procedure that's that intense. Even when you're coming back, like I'd imagine that's in the back of your head. You're probably still recovering for it. I mean, that's going to stress the hell out of your body if something like that happens. So, definitely. Just to fully get back, yeah. And then I don't know if he ever even got to that point at college.
Yeah, he didn't really seem comfortable.
No,
if I'm being honest.
No, I mean, and like again, like so much had changed, from him. Like what his role might have been was just completely changed, and like how everything broke down. And then obviously his teammate who didn't get drafted, who was averaging, I think 17, 18 points as well. It just shook out very weird, but it was clear that Bronny, I'm not out on Bronny. The reason why this move just doesn't make sense for me is like just needs more time.
Yeah.
He can still probably be something great, but hey, if you're Bronny and you can get drafted already, why wouldn't you? And it's not like this is anything new. That's why I won't cry too much about it. I mean, we see Giannis over with the Bucks. I think Michigan State, they have, his son's the last one on the bench.
Yep.
I think Dan Hurley's kid is the last one on the bench. I mean, we see this everywhere. This isn't anything new. So it just happens. 55th pick, maybe that's new to be drafted that high, but it isn't the craziest thing out there. Yeah, I'm not high on it. I hope it works out for Bronny because I do think he's a really nice, respectful kid, and I'll give him props for that. He could say so many things that'd be put that family in a bad spotlight, and he never does.
For sure.
But what's an over/under for this team? Because I don't know if they're going to get a superstar. Zach LaVine seems like their best hope if they're going to get somebody who actually fits it. But even with Zach LaVine,
I don't think it's going to work though.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard because you don't want to count LeBron out, but at the same time, like he doesn't have the right pieces that he's had through the years. So it's like,
So they were 47 and 35 last season.
47 and 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
7th seed. So it's just that's about the West too.
They won the play-in, right?
Yeah, they won the play-in.
And this is without the pieces. If they don't get any,
yeah, we can do it without a piece, and then you can throw in a piece and adjust the number if you want. I think with this, I'm honestly, I don't like it. I know people are excited about JJ Redick. I just don't. Maybe you get an incredibly inspired LeBron James year though, and everybody's inspired. Maybe it's awkward. I'm gonna vote and lean more towards it's awkward. I'm gonna say they're right back at it. I'm gonna go ahead and put 44.
Yeah,
playing team once again.
But I think they lose in the play. If I'm being honest.
Well, the way the West is stacked right now, there's a good chance.
Yeah.
Like we saw that with the Warriors and the Kings.
Mhm.
Like the Warriors, it's like, okay, well, obviously this still isn't the same great Warriors team, but they'll beat the Kings. No, the Kings took care of business pretty handily too. I think they won by a lot in that play.
Yeah. And Clay went 0 for 11.
Yeah, that was when you knew it's all right, Clay. Like you served your time well. You got 4 rings out of it.
Yep.
He's still gonna get his jersey. I think they're gonna hang up his jersey for him, which they should. Klay Thompson,
Definitely.
Second splash brother right there. But now he can be the solo splash brother out there. So
It's gonna be interesting when they play against each other.
Oh man,
it's gonna be weird.
I bet you Clay's gonna have such a great season though. He needed to change the scenery. I don't know what
For
that
sure.
is with like shooters, but when they get into that rut, it just feels like they either new teammates change the scenery, like something needs to happen for them to like, get out of it, or just have a night where you're incredibly hot. But when you're Klay Thompson on the Warriors, it's not really your job to get yourself out of it. You just kind of got to wait and sit there and try to get open off a screen. This one just feels like a way better fit.
Definitely. Especially being deep in his career, how he is.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna help him a lot.
Yeah. So you got a number for that Lakers?
I
went 44.
44.
Yeah, I think they're going to be 3 games worse.
I'll give him 40.
40? Oof, 7 games worse. They might not even be sniffing the play-in.
Yeah, I don't think they make the play in the first year. 'Cause I don't think they figure out how to make it work. Because I mean, you still got D'Lo, which is a good fit for the team. Is Rui still there?
Yeah. But he's still there. I
Okay,
mean, we
you
can,
still got Rui.
yeah, we can. This is what this is a fun exercise to do, and this kind of always tells you like this team isn't really built
Mhm.
properly right now. Just go look at the roster and then like just assign a role to each of your guys, and you'll see how many overlapping roles you have and what roles you're just completely missing.
Yeah.
Like LeBron James, pretty easy. His role is literally 27, 7, and 7, playmaker,
Yeah.
a bit of everything. Bronny James, hopeful. I mean, he doesn't really have a role right now for obvious reasons. Anthony Davis, rim protector, defensive juggernaut.
When he's healthy.
Yep. D'Angelo Russell, what's his role?
See, D'Lo has some nights though.
That's just it. Is he like, but
But
that's
he's streaky.
But that's like a 6-man. He can't. He's like
I
got
wouldn't-
like a 6-man.
I
role.
wouldn't consider him a 6-man though.
But that's like the role he plays with the
I
streak.
know.
That's the problem with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Because he's supposed to be their guard, but
Yeah. And you don't want to give him more playmaking because clearly LeBron. You're going to want to give it to LeBron.
oof, that's tough.
Yeah. So he like good player, but his role just really does not work well.
No, because it doesn't align with the team.
No. Then LeBron needs consistent shooters, not streaky ones.
Definitely.
Like-
'Cause or not, he gets upset.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. See, just a tough role right there. Rui's actually one of the guys that fits this team perfectly. He can hit the three, and he's a good center. Undersized, but I like him on this LeBron James team. I think that's one of the best moves Rob Pelinka did somehow when he salvaged what was a train wreck of a roster for a little bit, and they fixed it about mid-season.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago when he made that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was a genius move. That was, I think, the last great move Rob Pelinka has made. But I don't have any problems there. Any thoughts on Rui Hachimura?
I mean, he's been consistent.
Mhm.
He's helped him a lot, I feel like, on the defensive end. It's just tough when you don't really have people like that on the offense and defensive end.
Yeah.
He's a great player. It's just you don't really have people that can really help you out on both ways. So that's where it becomes tough, especially like people are so talented in the NBA offensively these days. Like if you don't really have defense, then you really can't compete.
Well, we saw that with the Mavericks. Like they
Mhm.
just couldn't stop the Celtics. Even when the Celtics were shooting the ball terribly,
Yeah.
they were still getting what they needed to inside when it wasn't going in.
Mhm.
Austin Reeves, what's his role? We've just got more overlap here. His role honestly feels like just get to the free throw line as many times as you can. He's interesting because he like kind of took over D'Angelo Russell's role as that next scorer because Russell was just having so many cold nights.
Yeah. See, Reeves is a good player. It's just hard because obviously you want him to get the free throw line and everything, but I think he needs a consistent 3-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll help him out a lot, especially for that team. They kind of need him to fill that role, I would say. But yeah, you were right. There are a lot of overlapping things going on.
Well, and then if we want to get crazy with it, which we won't because it's just a waste of time, what's Gabe Vincent's role? I actually like Gabe Vincent. Not
See,
bad.
I thought he was gonna be way better because of what he did for when he was in Miami, but like
I think that was an anomaly.
He
is
was
what we
hurt.
learned. Yeah.
He was hurt.
He
but,
was.
Like, I don't know. He still didn't really like when he was in there. He really didn't show me like that much.
I was screaming that during everyone overreacted with this Miami Heat team.
Yeah.
Incredible run, but we are not going to maybe we see that again. Maybe I'm not even kidding. Maybe I see that one more time before I die. You don't see a team who's near the bottom
Mhm.
in 3-point shooting, jump up to the very top in the playoffs, take down the number 1 seed, and then stay hot for that long. And then they did finally cool off when they got to the Nuggets. If they would have kept up those 3-point shooting numbers, they could actually even beat the Denver Nuggets. That's just how insane it was. Everybody was hitting everything, including Gabe Vincent, and that's how he got that contract to the Lakers. But yeah, I like him, but again, I wasn't. That's kind of the Gabe Vincent you were getting all regular season,
Mhm.
and then for some reason during the playoffs, it wasn't just him. It was that entire roster. He happened to be one of the main guys on it, but I wasn't expecting that consistently. You still got Prince on there. You got Jackson Hayes. Cam Reddish is hard to think about the fact that he's on the Lakers and what his role.
He's inconsistent.
Yeah. At one point in time, you seem like the Hawks. Okay, this is going to be it. This is where Reddish is going to work, but it's just
He's inconsistent.
flamed out.
Can't really. I mean, you can rely on him every now and then, but I wouldn't rely on him for if someone's not making a shot, then I don't know if you can rely on him.
Yeah, no. That's the Lakers though. That's why I have such a hard team, and
They don't really have depth.
Huh?
They don't have a lot of depth.
No, they don't have depth. They got Spencer Dinwiddie though. I mean, you got some veteran leadership there.
He's still there.
Yeah, I believe so.
That'll help a lot. I mean, He's still a good player
Mhm.
at his age, I would say.
Yeah, it's
But
bizarre.
I think they got to figure out their roles, honestly, because I think that's what LeBron teams used to strive on.
Yeah, and that's
Everyone had their role.
The biggest problem I've had with these LeBron James Lakers teams. The one time they figured it out was 2020.
bubble.
Yeah, because you got a bunch of JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. You got the Giants to help out AD. You got the great defensive players to help out. So LeBron and like Alex Caruso,
Mhm.
KCP, another great 3-and-D guy.
Orlando.
Like, yeah, they had some really good Orlando. That's right. Orlando. I don't know what the ceiling is for those guys, but Banchero impressed me a lot.
Mhm.
That's a team that could be scary in a few years as well. That's the other thing. There's so many great young players coming up. We are leaving this era of Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, but we're looking at like Victor Wembanyama. Jokic is kind of the top dog right now, I'd say. You still got Luka, Tatum, Brown. Like, there's a lot of insane talent coming up. Fox.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the transitioning. I don't think it's going to be as hard as people realize. I think we got a lot of great players in our midst already.
Oh, definitely. It just won't be the same.
Well, especially when the face of the league is going to be from Serbia. Like, that's a big change.
It's
for us.
definitely going to be international. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Definitely.
since we're streaming only, we won't go to break. We only got about 4 minutes left here. I know we're talking some college football. You
Yes,
were kind of
sir.
talking about surprise already. August next month, July 2nd.
Yeah, it's
School's gonna
wild.
start back
It's
up.
wild.
52 days away
Yep.
from week 0. College
Yes, sir.
football. How do you feel? I never talked to you guys about college football because you're kind of my basketball guys to get my questions from. But how are you just feeling about Husker football?
I'm very excited. There's a lot of hope, I would say. There's a lot of promise. I mean, I feel like with everything going on, there's a lot of hype around it now. Especially week 2, as everyone knows, we play Colorado.
Yeah, night game too.
Yes, sir.
In Lincoln.
6:30.
That's gonna be. Real quick. This is a little tangent. Did you see EA Sports? They put out their list for the game. Top 25 toughest places to play.
Yeah, I did see that. Nebraska didn't make it.
No.
Wasn't Texas A&M first?
It might have been Texas A&M first. They were high up there, and then I think
It was
it was College Station. Yeah, and then I think Alabama was second. I can't remember the
Then,
exact
LSU.
order. Yeah, LSU was up there. I get it, because we haven't lost a lot, but that's just hard for me to believe because it's like if you come to, you can't. There's not one corner in Lincoln you can find that if it's Saturday and the Huskers are playing, you cannot find a spot in Lincoln where you wouldn't know.
I agree.
You're gonna find red everywhere. You're gonna have someone's gonna be walking by your window,
It doesn't
yelling
matter.
"Go Big Red" or throwing
Sure.
the bones. Like it's a all around event. But
It's like a tradition at this point.
100%. Yeah, Saturdays are just built for Lincoln.
Everyone knows especially what's going on in the town. It is shut down completely.
Yeah.
And it is full no matter what time, what day.
Yeah, I love the environment. I just hate getting to work on the environment. That's the one part that's always tough. I got to leave hours early just so I can make sure I can get to my spot and
Yeah, that's a tough
not have to sit in traffic.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy it though, from an athlete's perspective. Get to enjoy it in the stands, get excited. It's just so intriguing. It's made me get back in football, like I've said once before. But I'm just so excited and pumped for the season coming up.
Did you play football in high school?
Yeah.
What position? Let me take a guess. Outside linebacker, wide receiver?
I played. You're right about the wide receiver, but I've also played defensive lineman.
Defensive line. Did you play through your senior year or when did you stop playing football?
I played through my senior year. I didn't play my sophomore year.
How big were you?
Pretty much same size.
You're playing defensive
Ever
line?
since I was, I want to say
wide receiver and
probably
defensive line is such a bizarre combo.
12 or 8. I've pretty much been the same size.
Were you pretty good?
Yeah, I was good back in the day.
That's a wild, a wide receiver defensive lineman combination.
Yeah, so my junior year I played safety.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. And I kind of just switched it because for my senior year I just kind of wanted to have
Are you just incredibly violent? What was it that you're you know what? We can put Jeffrey Grace
For defensive
the third.
line?
Yeah, we can put him on the D
I
line.
was just really fast.
Oh, so you just had the breakaway speed.
Yeah.
Quick first step.
Yeah, it was a struggle to get used to because when you get the lineman hands on you with their
Yeah.
gloves, that hurts a little bit. Not gonna lie, but it was just more of for my senior year, I just kind of wanted to have fun with my friends growing up with. It was my last time playing football. I kind of realized that early. I kind of fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
But I think football is actually my number one sport for a while. I actually really, really love football before basketball, and then basketball kind of came along, and then kind of got burnt out, and basketball took place.
Did you just have a night too with basketball where you just man, I'm really good at this. Like, did you fall in love with it? Was there like a specific night where that transition really hit, or no? Was it slow?
I would say during AAU, probably like the people around me, and also high school. I would say that's when I like kind of like really enjoyed it. So that's where kind of my love came, I would say. And then watching like NBA and stuff like that, and getting into March Madness helped a lot, even more. So that's where that all kind of came from. But football was definitely my first love.
That's crazy. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Defensive line, wide receiver.
Yep.
Jeff Grace III.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I mean, yeah, that's. I remember we're talking about football. As we're wrapping things up here. Obviously, lots of reasons to be excited for Husker football in particular. We had some Matt Rule quotes. I don't know if you listened to him at all when he was talking to Joe Klatt.
Yeah,
very confident, and it scares the living hell out of me as a Husker fan. Not because I don't believe in Matt Rule, just because we've had so much coach speak in years prior to where it's like it's just kind of hard to like take it without seeing it now. Even though I have no reasons to really doubt Matt Rule, looking at all his. If I don't look at the Panthers anyways, but look at the Panthers, maybe I can find some doubts. But if I look at, Baylor and all the other stops he's been at, I feel pretty damn good about it. But how confident are you when you do hear Matt Rule, like with that confidence, like talking about having real success, if not this year, then definitely next year?
It just shows you like how much work they've put in, how much strides they've made to get to this point. I mean, obviously it doesn't like happen overnight or anything, but at the same time, like, you have to put the work in to get where you are, and you have to go through the ups and downs. And I feel like Nebraska has been through a lot of downs more than ups. And I feel like now it's time to like really showcase and like bring back the old Nebraska. Like, I feel like it's time.
It's been time.
Definitely. And I know Nebraska's community is really excited to see it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. Like, were your parents at all? Like, what was their college football team? Were they fans of college football and all?
My dad played football in high school. My mom didn't. She watched sports, but not always. Like,
Okay.
it all kind of just depend. But my dad didn't really have a football college team. He, I think if he had a team, it would have been like, sadly to say, but I think Penn State.
Oh, okay. I respect Penn State.
Yeah, I think that would fit him, but he didn't have a college football team growing up.
Yeah, we don't play Penn State enough for me to hate him. It's like if you name Minnesota, Wisconsin, I feel a little differently. But
yeah,
definitely like gives you hope because he has seen it. He has been on those teams where I would trust him if he's saying like this feels like it's about to flip because he's been on those teams where they do have that finally breakout year. And typically for him, it's like year 2, year 3, he gets that team rolling already. A lot of reasons to be hopeful. I asked about, if your parents were fans of college football, because I always think about Lincoln, especially talking to older people. My parents is like, oh, Lincoln when Nebraska was winning, like you can't imagine, like it was insane.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what this place would look like after 20 years of just kind of being kicked. And you maybe not that far back. Bo Pelini were still winning 9 games, but at least the last 10 years, a lot of reasons to have a lot of joy if we somehow flip this thing around. I just think it'll be close to riots like once we start winning.
Yeah, I think we have the talent to do it. The energy is definitely a shift over the years.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm really excited to see what will happen.
Yeah, and if we can't get great athletes out of those facilities, I'm actually going to be pissed.
I couldn't agree more because it is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely got the equipment. If we got players that aren't in shape, there's not a whole lot of excuses out there anymore. I mean, that thing is top of the line. With that being said, though, we'll wrap it up here. Shout out to Jeff Grace III filling in with the absence of Sam Hoiberg today. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s, but stick around. We'll keep the shows rolling here on Ticker Weeknights. Demorne Pearsonell up next with the Don't Punt Hour. We'll talk to you in a little bit.